Namaste, Jai Bharat. Some reports say that the United States of America have deficit of some $2 trillion. One source says these things. This data is not authenticate, but that doesn't matter. It's only I'm trying to speculate on this given postulates and the information. And Donald Trump, he wants to get this deficit managed, and he probably this is what I hear, made a plan that 1 trillion they'll make from home by reducing some kind of expenditure, some such plans. These people have a lot of advices, so that's one advice. Second advice is to take money through tariffs. And tariffs are also used to coerce other nations. There was a time when people used to listen to America out of fear, or not just fear always, but of helplessness. People are coerced and cornered, and then they can't help it, so they endure. They say that what cannot be cured must be endured. So this is something which used to be not curable at one point in time, and then people used to endure. But that time is gone. But Trump still thinks that America is holding that position of controlling people, that one has to submit, one has to endure the oppressions and bullying of America. But that's no longer the case. So this $1 trillion he thought of making through tariffs, and also getting people in line with his thoughts and his wishes. Personally, I think this person likes a lot of praises and sweet words. That way, I think he invites Asim Banir for food a couple of times, 2 times, I suppose. He has no idea how Lahoris are liars and loudmouths. They'll say anything. They come and tell that you are my Lord, you are my everything, I worship you, and your words are my command. All the sweet things they will see. And if you get impressed by such narration, then I need not to say that people will say that you are a fool. And this man likes crisis. That's what someone was telling. I am seeing you. I don't know. But this is what people are telling. It appears to be true. So he thought that people will listen. And they targeted different nations. So initially targeted China. But you look at Russia. When was Russia not having tariffs from the America? And you see one thing, the Russians will be finding it very difficult to live without tariff, because they're so used to getting tariffs on them. The Russians, they're very proud people, very genuine people, very authentic people. No fraudulence with Russia. So I think it will become very difficult for them to even imagine a situation where there are no tariffs, because they're so used to living in tariffs. They just don't bother. They just don't care. They react, but they speak. And China, you thought that, the US, I think Trump actually is the one who was doing all this drama. Trump thought that China will be afraid, and China, they are also people with tradition, culture, and their own history. The problem with America is you don't have a history, and you don't have intellects in your stock. All these days your brain used to be the brain of the Jews, and the Jews are very noble people. They have never taken advantage of their existence in the US. They could have taken our US if they wanted so easily, simply, but they have not done, and they will not do it. That's a kind of nobility which the Jews have. For that, of course, you will find it very difficult to understand, because you have no real concept of nobility. Anyway, forget about it. The Jews knows, you ask them. Some days they will teach you. So, and then you didn't have that kind of a mindset also. You don't have that kind of an intellectual tradition also, because you have no history. You don't have any tradition, and that's your own problem. The real Americans are living in jungles. I mean, jungles, not in literal sense. the Incas, the Aztecs, the Mayans, and the so-called red Indians in your own terms. So you put tariffs thinking that people will obey, but the world order is changing. So China didn't bother. They reacted. China reacted, like Russia reacted. China reacted. Then suddenly, after some time, it's something like you get your fingers burned. You feel the heat from China. Then you slowly make U-turns, stay away from China. And the accusation is that, I'm coming to Bharat, the accusation is that you buy oil from Russia. Who buys what is our business? Who buys what is our business? No, but you buy oil from Russia. And slowly, now they confess that China is a big place, too big for us to deal with. Then they attacked Bharat with trade. There's no use. It took long time for the US to come close to Bharat, that's a fact. Because we never trusted the Americans. We never trusted the Americans. And people don't respect also. You are, I think, the second most disliked nation in the world. People don't like America in spite of whatever speak, things you do. And I don't think people genuinely respect America also. So we never trusted. You continuously betrayed us at the right time. We are so used to it, so we anticipated. So a lot of struggles from the side of the US to make a relation somehow manageable. And that was evolving, that was developing. And of course, this always remains that we can't trust, we know. And that relation is spoiled now because Bharat is emerging a stronger economy which you can't digest. And Bharat is becoming a strong nation, that also you can't digest. So you start telling so many things. First of all, that lie that Operation Sindoor was stopped by Trump. He made a claim, normally we ignored, initially ignored, but he repeated it umpteenth time. Then our people, our nation, the opposition is so nitwitch in Bharat. They will start using it left and right. And when President Trump, he said Bharat is a dead economy, our opposition is so foolish and irresponsible, and you are right, and thank you. That is the kind of opposition we have. They don't have responsibility. The problem with our opposition and the present government is that the government present is a national government, a nationalist government who hold the ideology of nation first. And the opposition is struggling for power because they can't live without power. They want authority, power. And some of the opposition people, they believe that they are bound to become ministers, this thing and that thing and whatnot. Some people are like that. And their frustration is unimaginable. And they may take a refuge, resort to drug or so. I don't know. But that's quite a possibility. So we have such funny opposition. And when you say that I stop the war, the opposition will spread confusions among the people who stand by the government. Then we have to say, and that too formidably, so clearly, right in the parliament, spoke to us about ending the war. You have no credit to that. Of course, it took initiation asking us to stop. Then we said, let them ask. Why should you speak? Let them ask. Then they came. I don't know what other things discussion must have done. We can imagine. I can imagine how Pakistanis would speak to Bharat to end the war. They'll go on knees and tears and speak in Hindi, which they call Urdu, but that's Hindi. They call Urdu and say, save us, save us, save us. We have this problem. They know what happened to them. We know what we had done to them. We don't make a noise about it. Noise it is to speak about it. It's noise. As you make a lot of noise. So that's fine. Now, tariffs on Bharat, coercion on Bharat, we did not react. That ceasefire story also initially we did not react. We didn't say anything. See, remember, Hindu, who is a spiritual person, wouldn't react. because he already had been practicing equanimity and temperance. Neither too happy when things happen for good, nor too sad when things happen for bad. That kind of balance we are trained to maintain through our religion if you practice the dharma. For us, it's not religion. For us, it's not the question of God. It's a question of soul which is within us. We consider as divine. And the divinity gets purified through our actions. Karma. So, he doesn't, they wouldn't speak meaninglessly, endlessly. They wouldn't speak. But when things come to action, they do it. They do speak, they do act, that's it, no speak. So we didn't bother, we didn't retaliate, we did not make talks, but then we quietly acted. And the Trump is yet to understand that you can't control Bharat the way you want. Of course, our media, our people, they are telling, stop bullying at us, don't take us for a ride, we need not to listen to you, we won't listen to you. We have our history of struggle, suffering, we have endured and survived, you just nothing. And increasingly now with all those things, a person will get friends when the person is strong. When the nation demonstrates its strength, stability, trustworthiness, transparency and honesty, there will be quite a few people who are coming with the nation. And when they find you can be trusted, they'll come to you. That's what is happening precisely. Many people are joining in the interests of Bharat. Many are joining the BRICS. New people keep coming. So things will taking different shape. First Russia didn't bother, then China didn't bother. Bharat already is not bothering, which is not yet understood. Slowly they are trying to understand. Go ahead with the tariffs, no problem. People should know our people are capable of handling such situations, managing this. We will continue, we will do it. So we shall meet again with some other thought. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.